Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Indie World Showcase that just finished not too long ago. Nintendo decided to do a presentation showcasing some of the upcoming indies that are ranging from release dates that are today all the way to 2021. These were some higher end premium titles. These weren't some of the lower level shovelware titles that we saw like on the mini showcase or anything like that. These were some of the more, I guess, premium, better looking indies to showcase on Nintendo's plate right now. Me, if you follow this channel, I love to cover indies. I've always have it like for the past few years, even on the Wii U, in the Wii itself. Indies to me have always been a nice little alternative to some of these games that we get out there. I feel indie developers, smaller studios, always do a great job bringing new ways of mixing up genres, paying homage to games of yesteryear that I grew up on, and I feel a lot of them are just a lot of fun. So we're going to recap what we saw, talk about it, my thoughts. They opened up with Hades from Supergiant Games. It's a roguelike game. I know a lot of people are tired of roguelikes. They feel that a lot of these dungeon crawler type of games on the Switch and just indies in general like this a little bit overdone, but for me there's just something about them that I love. The pick up and play aspect, the you know, oh man, I died but I'm gonna play one more time and see how much further I get. It's like that replay value, that replay factor, and I feel the Switch is a powerhouse when it comes to roguelikes. This one has a nice little graphical style too. It's like a comic book style type of art that just looks like it fits, has a lot of fast-paced action, and I'm all for it. In addition to that, they showed a game called Raj, an ancient epic, and this looks like an action-adventure game that's set in ancient India and has like mythology from like Hindu and other parts of that culture. I'm not like a geography, culture, humanities major, but you get what I'm trying to say. It looks pretty cool, honestly. This actually came out today, so I'm probably going to be checking this out rather soon. This was one that actually caught my attention on it. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good adventure game. It's also timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch, so this ain't going to be out on PS4 or Xbox for a while. So good move. This looks like a higher end indie title that could be a sleeper hit in my opinion. There was also a game called Spiritfarer that looked somewhat interesting. It had to deal with spirits of the afterlife, carrying them on a boat. It's kind of like a management game, resource management, improving your ferry, exploring the world, and it's kind of like recently I played another game, I guess, called Merchant of the Seas or Merchant of the Skies, something in that vein, where it's not exactly a simulator game, not exactly a life game, but it has a lot of light RPG elements to it and a cool little story and a premise. So I was like, all right, I can get behind that. There was also a game called A Short Hike. You know, it's basically a walking simulator. You walk along a path, you can choose which path, see where it leads you. Along the way, you'll meet other characters, discover hidden treasures, enjoy just, you know, the environment and stuff like that. This game is actually coming out later today as well. It's going to be a time exclusive. You know, sometimes this is what indies like to offer, something that might be a little bit different, something that changes things up a little bit, something that brings something kind of somewhat unique. So I thought this was interesting to look at. There's also Torchlight 3, which is an action RPG. It's like a dungeon crawler. I have never played any of the Torchlight games. This one looked okay. It features all the gameplay mechanics from previous ones. Hack and slash type of combat, loot drops. There's a pet system, and I don't know. I'm all for trying out a brand new RPG to check and see what goes on with them and stuff like that. And if there's already 3 of these games, and maybe I need to hop on and check out. Now there's another game called Takashi and Hiroshi, which had a weird looking stop motion graphics thing. It reminded me of Gumby, and I grew up watching Gumby. It has RPGs elements in it, and it's about a 14-year-old boy named Takashi who's a game designer, and they want to make a new video game and try to build it. And it just kind of seems like it had a little bit of a family storyline and narrative in it, something that was really narrative based. Again, the main thing that caught my attention on this was the design that they chose, the stop motion. I thought that was something, you know, most indie developers try to do this hand-drawn, cel-shaded stuff or pixel sprites. So I'm up for anything that looks different just to even try it out. There was also Hypnospace Outlaw. This is weird. It's a 1990s internet simulator. So you look through a whole bunch of wide variety of websites, download stuff on the desktop. You avoid computer viruses to basically solve cases, mysteries, do your missions online. This actually is available for pre-order today. There's a free demo in the eShop. Honestly, this looks like it might be a sleeper hit in my opinion. Something that's a little bit different. I grew up in the 90s playing on the internet. Hey, Kazaa, anybody? Or what was the other one? Napster? Anybody remember Napster? Anyways, Card Shark. This one looks like a 18th century French type of game. Adventure game where you play cards, you try to fool people, you go from table to table, trying to trick people and weasel them out of their money. If you get caught cheating, then I guess you get attacked or you get killed. This is coming out later in 2021. Seemed like an interesting enough premise. And then after that, we got Manifold Garden, which is set in a beautiful world that has puzzles. It's a game that uses a lot of physics, uses geometry, kind of looks interesting. I'm not too big on the puzzlers, but sometimes indie games do it just right. Subnautica is a game that's getting ported over from the Nintendo Switch. I have a lot of friends that have played this actually on Twitch, but they've played it like on PC and a couple other things. It's like an underwater type of like survival game. You get resources, you craft structures. There's like a mystery of a planet. I've never actually played it, but there is Subnautica Below Zero also coming out. This is coming out in the 2021 on the Nintendo Switch. So this is a big indie game being ported over for once. I feel it might do good. There was a game called Garden Story where you're rebuilding a community as Concord, who is a newly appointed guardian of the Grove. There's like an island. You traverse a vibrant island to combat invasive rot. You cultivate friendships, resources, buildings. It's kind of like one of those simulator games where you rebuild the area. Kind of like, I don't know, not in the vein of like Animal Crossing, but, you know, one of those type of builder games. I don't know. I kind of like those at times. I would call them life simulator type of games. I don't know. This one seemed interesting enough. Evergate, 2D puzzle platformer. Kind of set in the afterlife. You control spirits and stuff like that. You slow down time. There's time mechanics. It seems alright. I like the way the graphics and the atmosphere looked. Bear and Breakfast was another one. This one is where you just basically take over a cabin. You make it into like a nice Airbnb type of thing to attract customers in the vein of like Sims and SimCity, theme park, stuff like that. It's also a timed console release for 2021. I like the graphical art style that it presented. But the highlight, the end of this, was an update to Untitled Goose Game. They're going to be adding a free 2-player game. I played this briefly on Xbox Game Pass. I don't have it on Nintendo Switch. I had a lot of fun for it. I believe that they will be doing a Q&A. This will be, this multiplayer option will be coming out September 23rd. But I believe they'll be doing a Q&A on August 20th, showing some gameplay on this and stuff on the Indie World Twitter account. So it seems like Nintendo is going to be pushing Untitled Goose Game. And it's going to be getting a physical release as well on Nintendo Switch. So it seems like Nintendo's jumping on board with the Untitled Goose Game being one of the biggest indie games out there. So this was like, what, a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like almost 20 indie games showcased today in these 23 minutes. I was surprised that some of them were coming out today and I hadn't seen anything about them. I like that. I like shadow drops. I like games popping up. Information gets me really hyped. The big thing to remember with Indie World is usually after these, there's always a Nintendo Direct coming soon, and that's currently the rumor. So if indie games weren't your type of cup of tea, if you're kind of let down, if you're like, man, where the first party games are and stuff, don't fret, guys. It's coming to Mario Anniversary Collection. I'm telling you, no matter what you guys think, I think it's happening. But we got plenty of games, not just these indie games. There's indie games that come out every week of any size, any budget. Honestly, indie games, guys, give them a chance if you really haven't done it. Don't let the idea that something's not physical or that something's low budget steer you away from experiencing some of the most fun games I've played. So I'm looking forward to some of these. I think I'm going to check out Raj, Hades, Bear and Breakfast, Torchlight, and Hypnospace, because these actually looked a lot of fun. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts about this presentation. Comment down below what games are on your target. What else do you want to think? What do you wish indie-wise would come to the Switch? And are you hoping for the Direct? Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.